I also want to ask this question. I will first make my own clarification and then I'll have Dr. Cosmos because it also went viral as well. That you must have three bedroom, is it 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom
Yes,
apartment
yes, I also saw
before
it. People got it
before
and
you
sent
can
it to me also. A
before you
photo.
can
These
get
two
married.
statements went viral.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are the two viral statements. I will say first of all, I think what we're trying to say is that don't try and get married, you know, without having your own apartment. That was the context of the conversation. The 3 bedroom Dr. Cosmos was talking about, mind you, he wasn't even in Lagos. So
Yeah.
I don't think Dr. Cosmos got married in Lagos,
No, it's in
right?
Anambra State.
uh So a 3 bedroom in Anambra is not the same as 3 bedroom in Lagos. So you need to understand the context. When I got married, I also got married to a 3 bedroom, but I had to move to Songwater. My office was in Ikeja, opposite Computer Village, but it was a one-room office, and it was 3 times the cost of my 3 bedroom apartment in Songwater.
Sure.
So I moved to Songo. I was living in Songo, and my wife met me in my 3 bedroom. But I intentionally picked that place because with small money, I will get a bigger space, and she can come in. And as we have our children, there's enough space. Okay, and it wasn't in my parents' house. So what we were trying to clarify there, Dr. Cosmos also say his own part, was to say be financially stable to a point that at least you have your own rented apartment. Okay, you have a source of income so that your wife will have something to eat. Okay, and be okay. Not that you don't even have where to live, you don't have a job, and then you say you want to marry. That was what we're saying, but we're not saying because a 3 bedroom, for example, in Lagos, obviously most young graduates cannot even afford to rent such, or young people cannot afford to rent such. So please get that context right. But I'll have Dr. Cosmos touch on it and we'll wrap up for today.
Stephen, thank you very much. Like I said, I had that also. It went viral and many people were commenting on it. Don't even talk to me until you listen to Dr. Maduka. No, and like I said again, I was wondering, so I've become important that my words are valid in that way that people need to now use it as a reference point. It only humbles me and helps me to know not to talk carelessly. But let's put it in proper context. Stephen, do you know that even after 8 years that I was married, I left Anambra State and came back to Lagos, and I got 3 bedrooms in Ajegule.
Very
My
important.
wife and I were living on number 16 Ladipo Street in Olodi Apapa in Ajegule. And I didn't live in Ajegule for 1 year or two. I lived there for 10 years.
Wow. Wow.
I moved from that place to a Gunjobi's place called Bishland Estate, still in Apapa, at the back of Hebrews, whatever, because it's close to my office. I was there. Some people I was paying salary were living in Ikoyi.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
talking about moving into Ikoyi. I told them I'm not in a hurry to use my business money to go live. I left. I was living a tenant. I left that tenant to move to Ikoyi, where I am living now. And I moved to Ikoyi about 20 years ago. But 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I have money to have built a house in Ikoyi. But
True.
I needed something to support my business. I didn't want to build a house out of inconvenience. I didn't want to build a house borrowing money from the bank. I didn't want to start a building and say rain should beat it, beat the block. I called the contractor when I made the money available to my wife. I got involved in designing the building, and my wife sat down with the contractor and they decided the building started and finished exactly the way it is before we moved in there. Let me explain. If I'm coming from the Bible perspective, we have examples. Abraham got Eliezer under an oath that is going to get him a handmaid from his kindred, means a fellow believer, people who are not idol worshippers, who share the same value and principle. Eliezer went to get Isaac a wife. And when he met Rebecca, before then he had prayed that God's favor would be with him. And when he eventually explained to the family of Rebecca the mission that he was under, and that it would meet their favor to surrender her daughter, because that was the pattern in those days. Rebecca didn't ask. Eliezer came with horse and bogo. Rebecca did not subject Eliezer to inquisition. Did this guy you are talking to me, do he have BMW? How many bedrooms did he have, or 3? The parents said, let's ask the lad. And the question is, will you go with him? The lady didn't begin to say, he never explained to me, or he said, yes, I will go. Of course, he is being married to a prince. Remember that after Abraham died, that his father, after Sarah died, Abraham married a lady called Keturah and has 7 children by that woman that he married. And Abraham gave every one of them a gift and sent them away. Only Isaac he allowed to stay in the home, because Isaac inherited Abraham. Everything Abraham had was Isaac. Let me make this point very clear. Yes, a wife can support her husband. What I'm saying, in the modern day and time, qualification for marrying a brother is not the amount of tongue that he can speak. Many of us has played very role importance in having something doing. It well, that's why we have today in churches where people have divorced 2 or 3 times and they are deacon or deaconesses in church. The level of divorce we have today, wealthy people still have problem in their marriage. Finance is one of the greatest things that break marriage. Finance issue.
Yes.
So it's not something to be taken for granted. What I told you my wife did is not about my 3-bedroom. My wife asked me, where are you taking me? And I shared my vision. By 20, we will be here. By 21, we will be here. By 22, we will be here. And she held my left hand and said, we do it together. What I'm saying is, marry a young man with a vision. Ask him, where are you taking me to? Share your visions with me. What plan do you have? It's not what he can do alone. The reason why you need to share your vision to your girlfriend or your spouse is that in future, during your discouragement moment,
yes, she will remind you.
prophet. He began to prophesy into your life.
Yeah.
Did you say God told you you will do this? Go for it, you will do it. But if he never shared anything with you, it become a hopeless situation for you because there was nothing at all you are looking forward to.
True.
Don't be too excited and asking the wrong question. Do you love me? Wrong question. Ask him, where are we going? And what does that mean? Share your vision with me. Any lady that is waiting for a self-made something, you will never be a greater part of it if you are not part of making it.
True. Very true.
My wife is my partner in marriage, but partner in life. That the company we incorporated, Coscharis, is Cosmas and Charity. It is from Cos that the Charis in the Cos is my wife's name. That's many people are hearing Coscharis. They still didn't know the code, the meaning behind it. People thought she wasn't that I have 3 bedrooms. Did not make me because I said I have 3 bedrooms, but I was driving motorbike. I have 3 bedrooms because I have plans for my life because I want to get married. I do not take a lady to my mother's place. So people should not take the things out of context. Means I am a purposeful, driven individual and that I have plans for my life. But I didn't have 50,000 if I want to put it clear when I married my wife. I did not have 50,000. My total capital is not 50,000 in my time of that time. But I once asked her what was her attraction to me because her parents, his uncle shot me because he thought she make misjudgment. Actually said I cast a spell on her because they think it was totally misfit. I couldn't put my tenses together. How many of you are willing to marry a young man that cannot speak good English? That time, I used cutlass to cut English. Then they say. That was how it is. But my wife is a visionary lady who, by that time, without me even telling her that degree, success is not a degree, she could see that this is a futuristic, successful man.
Yeah.
So she took a risk on me because she told me she was fascinated by my, first of all, is that I'm very articulated individual. My is and was not matching. I dressed decently enough that I was appealing to her, and she felt she could be part of this, especially after I shared where I wanted to be in life. That's why I said outside of the baptism of the Holy Spirit,